Just a few days after the A's gave out a franchise record contract, San Francisco did the exact same thing. GM Buster Posey is already making a big time difference. The Orioles announced that they're changing that left field wall, the wall of doom, and sure enough, they signed a brand new free agent left fielder, and on top of that, they also picked up a former Yankee superstar. Wait until you see who it is. So we'll talk about all of that and more in today's MLB Recap. We do these update videos almost every single day, so if you want to stay up to date on the game of baseball, this is the best place to be. Hit that subscribe button. So like I mentioned in the intro, a few days after the A's of all teams gave out a franchise record $67 million to Luis Severino, the Giants, they decided it was their time to make some franchise history as well. They just gave Willy Adames $182 million. By the way, not only is that a franchise record for most money given out, passing Buster Posey, who had $167 million, zero of it is being deferred. So they're not going down the Los Angeles deferrals route. He also has a no trade clause. So if everything goes to plan, Willie should be with the Giants for the next 7 years, again at $182 million. Now, I'm excited for Giants fans simply because, I mean, at this moment, according to everything, it should be going through pending physicals. That's a traumatizing sentence considering what happened with Carlos Correa and Arson Judge, even though Arson Judge never really had a contract with the Giants. That was just a flub from John the Sauce Man Heyman. The Giants get their shortstop of the future, which is going to affect rookie breakout phenom Tyler Fitzgerald. We'll talk about him in just a second, but here's a quick update on how good Willy Adames has been through his age 28 season. So he's got generational power for a primary shortstop. He already has 5 seasons of 20 plus home runs. Again, he just turned 28, so through 28 years old, that is just behind Carlos Correa, Cal Ripken Jr., and A-Rod for the most 20 home run seasons before turning 29. He's one of those dudes that just looks like he's swinging a bigger bat than anyone else. It looks like he plucked a tree out the ground and is swinging the entire thing. We all know that Willie is one of the better power infielders in the game of baseball, but what about his defense? Well, according to outs above average, he has 27 outs above average since the start of 2022. That puts him in elite defense conversations. So he's got the pop, he's got the defense. What about the speed side of baseball? He's almost like a Freddie Freeman or a Kyle Tucker. Those two guys we know are not speedsters, but they're really good at stealing bases because of their high baseball IQ and their elite baseball instincts. It's the same for Willy Adames. He stole 21 bags, yes, because of the bigger bases, but also because he's just a really smart base runner. I gotta tip my cap to Buster Posey. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, he recently became the president of baseball operations for the Giants. He's already making a difference. This is a great move because Matt Chapman and Willy Adames is now one of the best left sides of the infield in all of baseball, even though it kind of was already pretty elite last year, considering Tyler Fitzgerald was a rookie sensation. By the way, that's not an exaggeration at all, with Matt Chapman at third base playing like a top 5 MVP kind of guy, and rookie Tyler Fitzgerald playing shortstop. Defensively, no, he wasn't that great, but in 96 games, he put up 15 home runs, 17 stolen bases, a near 140 OPS plus. He's Bobby Witt Jr. fast. That production does not come around very often for a shortstop. So the biggest question for the shiny new president of baseball operations, Buster Posey, is what do you do with Tyler Fitzgerald? Do you put him at second base? Do you move him to the outfield because he is that fast and he's just a supreme athlete? Also, what do you do with Marco Luciano, who was a top 20 prospect in baseball from 2020 to 2022? When they gave him a shot in early May, he was absolutely out of his mind. Then a hamstring issue really ruined his season and he was kind of awful after that. So do you trade Marco Luciano? To me, he's probably going to be a Tampa Bay Ray. That's my hot take and prediction for the next few weeks. Marco Luciano will be in a Rays uniform by next month. So for all of my Brewers fans, let me know what you make of this move. Are you okay with Joey Ortiz becoming your primary shortstop going forward? Do you think that you should have traded Willie last year? Or are you cool with the free draft pick from the Giants because you had one final playoff push with a fan favorite player? What do you make of this? What is going on with the cheap teams of Major League Baseball? First, it was the A's giving Severino an overpay of almost $70 million. Now the Orioles are giving almost $50 million to Tyler O'Neill to be their brand new left fielder. Yeah. That just happened. Tyler O'Neill is getting 3 years, $49.5 million, which is crazy and shows just how inflated the starting pitching market is because that's less than Luis Severino, and Frankie Montas is basically making the exact same money with AAV. That's what he's making per season. It's Tyler O'Neill. He was insane in 2020, 1 with a 34 home run season, a 150 OPS plus. Then he turns in 31 home runs and a 132 OPS plus last year, and he's making Frankie Montas money? Similar to Shane Bieber, health concerns are a big reason why Tyler O'Neill is not getting the biggest bang for his buck, despite the fact that he's had some pretty good offensive seasons the last few years, and he won back-to-back Gold Gloves in 2020 and 2021. He had multiple knee injuries, which pretty much hampered him all season long. He went from being one of the faster outfielders in baseball to being one of the slowest. But the Orioles are confident that they can get him back to normal, and when you toss in the fact that they've essentially admitted defeat with that wall of doom in left field, they're bringing it back in. That's only going to help a guy like Tyler O'Neill, who is still trying to get his feet back underneath him. Good for them. This is a great move. Now, like I hinted at in the intro, the Orioles signed a few guys, including a former Yankee slugger. So before we talk about him, I do want to talk about what a Tyler O'Neill signing means for both the Orioles' future and the Red Sox, the team that he just departed from. Because he was a righty, he was a great balance bat, and now with him gone, I don't know if they give that money to an Anthony Santander, a Teoscar Hernandez, because if you think about the 2025 Red Sox on paper right now, if they do sign a Juan Soto or they call up Roman Anthony, you're talking about Roman Anthony, a lefty, Juan Soto, a lefty, Jarren Duran, same thing, Rafael Devers, Tristan Casas, Wilyer Abreu, Masataka Yoshida, David Hamilton. They have so many lefties, and to me, that doesn't work in the game of baseball. You have to have a balanced lineup. Now, granted, having too much depth is not the worst issue in the world, because you can offload some of these extra lefties for a bullpen piece or a 4 or 5 starter. You can definitely do that, just like the Orioles might do with Heston Kjerstad, a lefty bat that is kind of being pushed out the regular mix with the Tyler O'Neill, Colton Cowser, and Cedric Mullins outfield. Kjerstad not only has to worry about Tyler O'Neill being an everyday outfielder, but Gary Sanchez is now a Baltimore Oriole. Last year for the Brewers, he played a good amount of DH, and I think he started 27 games at catcher. He's getting $8.5 million to join the Orioles after putting up 11 home runs with a 93 OPS plus, which aren't the best numbers by any means, but remember, the Orioles are bringing the wall back in. Gary has a career 540 slugging in Camden Yards. That's all the Orioles care about. The Orioles still have a guy, a top prospect by the name of Sam Basayo, who is a 290 hitter in the minor leagues. He's going to get extra time to develop now that Gary Sanchez is going to get some platoon at-bats with Adley or give Mountcastle an off day or two, but he's not the long-term guy. Basayo is. So does that make Heston Kjerstad expendable? Is Wilyer Abreu or Masataka Yoshida on the chopping block for Boston? So many different situations have bubbled to the surface because of these recent signings, and honestly, I'm here for it. So that pretty much wraps it up for today's recap. I just want to remind you guys that we post these almost every single day, and with the winter meetings coming right around the corner, winter meetings, if you guys are brand new to baseball or you just don't know, it's essentially where every owner in baseball or every GM gathers together in one place. They're meeting face to face, and trades pop off, signings pop off. So again, if you want to stay up to date on the game of baseball, do me a massive favor, leave a like and subscribe, because it really helps me in the algorithm. You guys know all that crazy YouTube stuff. I don't really like talking about this, but it does help. I know I say this often, but I'm just so thankful and appreciative of you guys. I love baseball more than anything. The fact that we can all grow the game together just makes me the luckiest person in the world. This is the greatest job I could ever have.